Hey guys, this is going to be my Synchron deck profile. I love this deck. I've used it since 5Ds, and I updated for link format. It took me a while, and this is what I currently have, so hope you enjoy. And let me know what you think. So starting off, we have 3 Junk Synchron and 3 Jet Synchron. These are your Synchrons, they're your main ones. Junk, your playmaker. He allows you to just go into plays. He's one of your most important normal summons. Jet Synchron, he's level 1 tuner fodder. They're searchable with tuning, so yeah, they're pretty easy to get. I do not run Quick Draw Synchron. I think he's kind of bricky. He doesn't have as much utility in this version of the deck compared to others, so yeah, those are the only Synchrons. Next up, you got one of the most important cards, Gofu. You run 3 because you can run 3. It's a lore fodder. It's link. You can make link deck. You can make link monsters with it, and yeah, you need 3. So 3 of those. I'm also running 3 Doppel Warrior. They are your 3rd piece in the Junk Doppel play. Because if you get him and Junk Synchron and a level 1 tuner out in the grave, you're good to go. Yeah, this is mainly Junk Synchron, but with the Gofus, I do run a small Dark Synchro engine, so those. I run 2 Levelier. I know most people run 3. I don't run 3. I think it clogs, and I just don't really have a need for 3. I run more than 1 because you need more than 1 now. But yeah, just get this in the grave and you're golden. You get so many Synchro and Link plays. It's awesome. Next up, 2 Mathematician. I use these instead of Dark Arm, not Dark Armed, Armageddon Knight, because they can send other stuff besides Dark Monsters. And now that he's at 2, in my opinion, he kind of just replaces Armageddon Knight. He's not, you can't use him for a lure, but he's good because he can send more stuff to the grave, which is what you need. Next up, 2 Link Slayer. I'm currently testing because you can just special summon him essentially for free. You don't need to do anything. Also, he's back row removal, so you just need to discard cards to get rid of spells and traps. Him and Levelier is hilarious because you can summon him, discard Levelier, destroy spell or trap, then summon Levelier with his effect, make him level 4, and then just go into a play. So yeah, 2 of him. Next up, we run 2 Power Giant. I've been thinking about bumping this up to 3, but I haven't really had a chance to. So, but currently I like him at 2. He can modulate his levels by just discarding a card. He's a giant beat stick if nothing else. So if you can't use him to synchro, you have a giant 22 body on the field. So he's good. And then for the hand traps, I run 2 FX Veiler. I run this over Ghost Ogre because it's a level 1, so Junk Synchron can summon it. And yeah, that's about it. Next up are your 1-ups. You run 1 Glow Bulb, 1 Dandelion, 1 Quibble, 1 Maxi, 1 Synchron Resonator, and 1 Zephyros. Glow Bulb because it's Glow Bulb and it's good. Dandelion, you get tokens, make synchro plays. Quibble because you can just summon it from the grave as long as you have a tuner, and you can put it back in your grave with Omega, making it a pretty hilarious combo. Maxi because it's at 1 and the draw power. Synchron Resonator because you want to use this if you have it in your hand and you've already used the Jet Synchron. You can just go into this and it'll allow you to just go into a level 2, level 5. Zephyros I'm testing because he can work as a level 5 you can easily get. So say you have, I don't know, like a Junk Synchron on the field and you already have your Hyper Librarian or level 5 for Quasar or Blazar. You just summon this thing and then use a level 1 tuner, and then there's your other level 5. So yeah, those are my 1-ups. Onto the spells. I run 3 tuning. Self-explanatory, you search Synchrons. Next up, 3 Lore Darkness for draw power because you run a lot of darks. You run Junk Synchron, Doppel Warrior, Levelier, Gofu, and Synchron Resonator. So you've just got a ton of darks you can banish for it, and it's pretty good most of the time. And then 2 cards I'm currently testing, 2 Pod Desires. I'm running proxies because I ordered the Pod Desires, but they haven't arrived yet. But I'm currently testing Pod Desires in this deck because you need draw power, and it's really hard to get draw power in this deck because certain cards can't work in it, other cards can, so you need these. And yeah, so 2 Pod Desires. That's why I'm running a 45 card build to run these, because you don't want to banish everything, because that sucks. 2 Twin Twister for back removal, that's about it. 1 Reinforcement Army, 1 Foolish, 1 Regeki, 1 Soul Charge, and 1 1-for-1. All these have a place, and you need them for one thing or the other. Rhoda for searching, Foolish for sending cards to the grave, Regeki because it's hilarious, and board presence, Soul Charge because Soul Charge in a Synchro deck is broken, and 1-for-1 just because you need to get those level 1 tuners. Okay, and I do run 2 traps to fill out the deck. I'm currently testing Solemn Warning and Jar of Avarice. Jar of Avarice for recycling, and Solemn Warning because if you have to only run 1 trap, Solemn Warning is the good trap to run. Okay, next up for the extra deck, you got your 2 boss monsters, Quasar and Blazar. I was originally just running Blazar because he can manipulate his monster zone, so he can go from a link zone up to a different zone. But on further testing, I found I could actually run Quasar again because the deck can make both of them fairly consistently. And also, if you have a Soul Charge and you just have to be Soul Charge, getting materials for one of the ones, you get the materials for one of them and then just synchro for the other one. And they're both great. Quasar's for OTK, Blazar is more for tactical. You can go in Quasar first turn if you go first, but typically you want to go into Blazar because he's just better going first. He can stun your opponent more. Next up, I do run 2 level 8s. I run Crystal Wing and Omega. Crystal Wing because you can make him stupidly easy in this deck. So yeah, you just use him, summon him out. Him and a Quasar or him and a Blazar are hilarious. And Omega just for recycling stuff, disrupting your opponents, and he can manipulate his monster zones too. So he's pretty good to go into. I run 1 level 6, 1 Coral Dragon for disruption, drawing power, and it's a tuner, so that's pretty good. I run 1 Hyper Librarian because it's Librarian, there's not really a whole lot to say about him. He did recently go to 2, and I was thinking of running him at 2, but on testing, you just don't go into him enough to warrant 2. He's great when you make him, but you don't need 2 of him, so that's why I only run 1. 1 XL Synchron for Synchro Tuner that can mill cards. Next up, I run 3 Sohaya. I love this card because this, if nothing else, you can make Quasar or Blazar purely off these 3. All you need is a Gofu and a Levelier, and you can just start manipulating the levels of them. Synchro Summon 1, then Lovely Synchro Summon another one, get the previous one back, and rinse and repeat until you can get one of your big boss monsters out, and they're great. This is a personal choice of mine, Oldani Haster, because in my opinion you need a level 4 in this deck to go into because it's always good. And instead of Synchro Tuner, I want one that can pack a punch, and I personally love this card because if he dies, he becomes a Fiendish Chain, and then if he's destroyed while attached to a monster, then you take control of that monster. So what you can do is you can ram him into something you don't like, take it, negate that monster's effects, then if you have Twin Twisters or something, take control of that monster. So I love him. Next up, 2 Formula. It's Formula, there's not a whole lot to say about him. You draw power and he's a good level 2 tuner. And for your last 2, you run Deco Talker and Proxy Dragon. You run these because you need to. There's not a whole lot to say, and these are the easiest ones to use in this deck. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you all enjoyed, and subscribe and comment. So yeah.